Happy Halloween, blessed Samhain. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so excited to do this. I already see people are here. Make sure that you say hello in the comments. Let's see. So I see Katie. Hey, Susan. Hey, Katie. Katie, long time no speak. Hey, Audrey. And Hawthorne over here. That is Elizabeth. Hey, girls. Hello, ladies. Hello, my fellow witches. Welcome. I am going to cleanse I have my sage, my blue bowl. I love this. Y'all, I'm going to do a video. My parents are downsizing and decluttering so that they can downsize into I don't know, I hate using the word senior community or retirement community, more like right size community for them. So I'm so excited that they're doing that because I get to go through their stuff. And little does my muggle parents know that I'm like, ooh, saging bowl, ooh, cast iron cauldrons, all kinds of stuff that they have from I guess the 70s or whatever. But anyways, I'll be probably doing videos on cleaning cauldrons and stuff like that as we go. But right now let's cleanse we're going to just cleanse and Darren, if you're watching this, I stole your lighter. I'll put it back, I swear. Let's see. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Since we moved into this house, I'm going to cleanse everybody. Since we moved into this house in early August or mid-August, every time I do this, the sage is like, I got to cleanse the thing. So I try to do the house at least once a week. And I'm just going to let this kind of burn. I did my, there we go. What is for everybody? And you know what's funny? Sometimes people will say they smell the sage. So I'm going to just put this off to the side. So don't worry. If you see smoke, just a quick reminder. And I hope I don't set off the fire alarm because I did do that. We were away in the mountains. I made bacon and I set the fire alarm off. So anyway, so welcome. Can you believe this is the 7th annual Halloween Lunchtime Card Pulls? I am loving this. I am so excited to do this. This is my favorite thing to do every single year. And I will continue to do this, even though, yes, Susan's asking, is this your new kitchen? Yes, girl, this ain't no backdrop. This is not like a green screen with a cool photo, blah, blah. No, this is my kitchen. I got, let's see, over here. That's my aloe plant that I don't know how kept alive because I am not a green witch. I am a kitchen witch. I have kept this aloe plant alive for years. I got it at the Aldi and it's starting to finally flourish because it's in a happy kitchen. And I got this little mushroom coffee mug from a lady she made it. It's gorgeous. Anyway, welcome. So I'm going to look down here because it's easier for me to see over here everybody's comments. So let's see, who else do we have? Oh, Alicia. Hey, girl. I'm going to I feel like, do y'all remember? I don't know, you probably, unless you're from the Northeast, you maybe don't remember the Magic Garden, but I always feel like I'm saying shout outs like the Magic Garden, like, hello, through my magic mirror, I see these people. Hey, Susan, Elizabeth. Oh, hey, Christina. Yep. You should see my basil cutting that you gave me. Oh, man, is it thriving? I hope so. Yay. And remember, their basil is good till about 40 degrees outside, then you got to bring it in if you want to keep it for the year. So let's get started. So I want to go ahead. I know that people, let me see. I know some folks asked questions already, but I want to make sure, hey, Ashley, I want to make sure I get to everyone who's here live. So before I jump over to see, so even if you asked a question in your registration, go ahead and go start asking questions now. Ask one question per person, and I will start pulling cards. And as you do that, go ahead and think of your question. Now, if you can't think of a question right now and you really want a card pull, just say, let Spirit give me whatever guidance it wants to give me right now. I mean, that's even a question that you can ask too. So go ahead and start posting your questions, even if you did send in a registration question, because if you're here, I want to know. So I think, Alicia, I'm going to start with you because I remember your question. Let's see. I'm over on my iPad. I have my iPad. And you guys, I'm so techie this year. Not really, because I'm still shooting on the camera. Darren's going to be so you use the computer again and not the camera. It was just that easier. So let's see. Previously answered. Let's see. Will Terry Lynn and I get back together? Okay. So this is for Alicia T, not Alicia M. because Alicia T was the first person to register, so she gets the first answer. Okay. Oop. Well, we got a jumper. Okay. I'm going to pull another one just because these are more stories. Yeah. Okay. So Alicia, you and I have had this combo already. I mean, let's be honest. And my hair is all crooked, but that's okay. We've had this combo already about your person. So the first card you got that was the jumper is courage. And what that says to me, and I'm the kind of person that how do I say this? I'm just going to lay it out because I love you and I don't want to sugarcoat and I don't want to tell you shit that's not true. So first things first, what I'm feeling when I see the courage, have courage. There is a fear around not being with this person. And courage to me is you have a fear and you do it anyway. So what that means is you are afraid of possibly not having whatever missing piece is that you see in this person that feels like this is the Jerry Maguire, you complete me. And I want to tell you something. No. You are complete unto yourself. It's just that you have not seen that yet, or you're afraid to see that or something. So right now, the having courage, it's not about whether or not y'all will get back together. This is a lesson for you. It's a lesson path. And the resolution of that lesson path, whether you're back together or you move on, is not going to happen until you resolve this issue. If you continue to focus on the absence of the person, I'm not complete without that person, the absence of whatever it is that person brings into your life, if you keep focusing on that, you're never going to get to the end because that's just a loop. It's a loop. So there has to be courage, fear, and do it anyway. Fear and love yourself anyway. Fear and move forward anyway. Fear and step into your own authenticity anyway. The second card I pulled for you was growth. That's why I'm saying courage and growth is, to me, you have to have the courage to be with yourself. This may not be the answer you want. I know, I love you so much, but it's the truth. I'd rather tell you the truth than the BS. And the fact is that, to me, there has to be courage for you to grow on your own, to embody that which you want before it'll show up for you in a relationship. Okay. And this new moon, y'all, this new moon tomorrow, I did my new moon circle yesterday afternoon. And those of you who are in the group, make sure you go and watch it. Ashley was there. It is going to be interesting. And it's all about relationships and having like deep conversations with yourself about relationship. And relationship could be romantic relationship. To me, it could be all of a sudden that there's transformation here because Scorpio is transformation. That's kind of stuff. So Alicia, this new moon may be real interesting for you if you don't lean into it. So I'm going to encourage you so much to lean into it really, really well and lovingly, and be gentle. And do not, please, when you do your self-exploration, your shadow work with this, don't judge yourself. Don't abandon yourself. Make sure you go in with a loving, emotionally compassionate heart for yourself to create that growth from the courage that you're going to show yourself to be on your own. Yes, we keep feeling like the absence of that. The absence of the relationship is what you're focused on. That's why it won't come back. Whether it's with your beloved that you mentioned or with somebody new that will be beloved. You have to make yourself the beloved before that will happen. Okay? So that's what needs to happen. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Let's see. Then Ashley was next on my list. I'm doing this alphabetically, I guess. So, hey, Ashley, you're here too. It says, let Spirit tell me what I need to know. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put all of these back in. Let's see what deck needs to. I think I'm going to do two for you. I'm going to do this. I love this. Seasons of the Witch. I want all the seasons. I only have two. I have this and I have Yule. So, this is Samhain, by the way. Samhain. I want the Mabon one because that's my birthday. Anyway, so we're going to use the Seasons of the Witch. So, Ashley, let's see. What does Ashley need to know? Ooh. Okay, I want you to just, first of all, These cards are pretty intense. Like they're so when I read this, don't wig. I swear, don't wig. So you got the protection card. What that means is I want you to understand that you create your own protection. So make sure you're clearing your house. Get you some sage and some selenite. Make sure you got your stuff. Maybe some. I think Alicia Mastrangelo. She makes an excellent spray. If you're allergic to sage, she makes an excellent clearing spray. It's Reiki infused. She's not sponsoring this video. I just love her and all of her stuff. So make sure you can go to Live It, Love It Wellness and get her spray. So to me, protection is clearing. And it says here, the house, this is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare to lift its hidden. Meaning, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and make sure that you protect your home. Walk around it with a thing of salt. Look that up. We'll go over that. We can talk about that later. I did it here. You say a little prayer about protection. You can invoke Archangel Michael. And then I did a circle around my brand new house. I did not give a shit what my neighbors thought because, well, I only had the one at the time. And the ones across the street. Anyway, so I walked around. I had 2 salt containers and I just salted the entire perimeter of the property and said a little prayer about protection. So I would encourage you to do that because I think, I feel like there needs to be for you, Ashley, a little bit of intentional spiritual boundary setting in the sense of, I feel like there's some stuff holding you back that is like people that you don't speak to. I think I keep getting the one person that probably you and I know who it would be. There's maybe 2 people. You need to bubble up your house, clear your energy, clear your house, and do the salt thing. That's what I would say. And then let me just, generosity of spirit. Okay, so here's the thing. You have protection and generosity of spirit. So I feel like what's going on is it's that time of year for you, girlfriend. It's that time of year for you. This is that makes sense now. The time of year for you when people that maybe there are people that we're supposed to get along with, people that we're supposed to be nice with, especially as we enter the time of the end of the year. And what's going to happen is they're going to come out of the woodwork expecting the older version of you. And part of you, this is kind of what we talked about. And you even spoke about this yesterday when we were in our group circle. When we talked about the whole, we're in a very soulless world. And the way to bring the sacredness back is to see and be sacred and then give and honor the sacredness in yourself and others. That doesn't mean when somebody's super not nice and toxic to you, that you can honor the sacredness in them without hugging on them, inviting them to dinner, all that kind of stuff. So those people might be crawling out of the woodwork for you. And yes, there is a generosity of spirit from the fact of I love you, but I gotta love you from no contact and plus a 5-mile pole. That's your generosity of spirit. And then protection is make sure energetically we're bubbling up. We're clearing your energy, cutting all the cords, doing all the things that we do to create clarity within ourselves, groundedness, all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be helpful. And if you have questions, text me. Okay, so I have Ashley. Let me see. Let me go back over here. Come here. Oh. Okay. And come on, live chat. There we go. Let's see. Oh, everybody is chit-chatting. Let's see. Katie, can you give me an outlook on career and finances, please? Okay. Well, I thought everything was cool with you, but we haven't talked in a while. That's true. We haven't talked since last year? Oh, and yes. And everybody, my 2025 New Year's reading for the collective will be, I think, a week from today. This year, it's almost like it totally back-end loaded for everything. So I thought everything was cool with your career, Katie, but maybe we need to talk again. So, but right now I want to talk to you about, career and finances, please. Okay. So we're just we got a jumper for Katie. Oh, magic. Girl, you need to tap into your magic. And by magic, I don't mean like, you could do like, fun spells and stuff if you want to. Interesting. So the first card you get was Moonlight Enchantment, which is the magic card. When I see the magic card, we have to remember, as women, because we're all pretty much women here from what I'm seeing, as women, our magic is our empowerment. Our magic is stepping into the authentic self. So really knowing, doing all the work, and you have done some incredible work, Katie, you totally have. And so I feel like you are more and more in touch with your soul, in touch with who you are, in touch with what you want. I know that there's a lot of like extraneous life stuff going on, but the fact is, you know who you are. You do your work, you do your word, you do your vision boards, you set your intent, you do all the things. And if you haven't done them, you can start doing them again, because your magic needs to come front and center again. You have to step into it and work that inner magic for yourself. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm thinking you might be doing a new career or something, because you got the new beginnings card. This is spring, daffodils, all this kind of stuff. Yellow is also, whenever I see yellow reminds me of your solar plexus. And solar plexus is who you are, what you do, how you, so it's like engage in the energetic of your magic, and then thusly your new beginning will come. So I don't know if you're looking for a new career or whatever, but it seems like the new career is coming the minute you step into this. So if you are like taking a job because you think it'll be good versus you feel it will be good, make sure you're feeling into it. Okay. That's your magic. Feeling into it, heart-centeredness, and then the new beginning. Okay. So I think, yes, if you're asking me, is new career on the horizon? Yes. When will it come? Maybe spring. But if you engage that this is mine, I'm going to own it. Like, that's the job I want, and I'm going to go get it. And it's mine before I even send out my resume. It may come sooner. So that's for you. And let's see. I'm going to take a sip. Ooh, look at my cup. I got the TJ Maxx, y'all. I love it. Let's see. It says, I love this. Katie says, I love this. I'm in a good place, but looking to grow. Thank you. You are so welcome. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were like liking your gig and you were really good at it. So maybe you'll get a promotion. Maybe you'll move to something else. But yeah, and always remember, and this is just the muggle side of me saying this, but some places, sometimes you get to a point where it's like the only moves are lateral. So you got to move. If you want to move up and grow, you might have to go somewhere else. If there is a space within the company, because I know you love that company that you work for, if there's a space there, see if there are spaces where you can grow. And it might be, and this next year is really interesting. Again, this new moon that's coming, it's all about the inner transformation. We're in, like my friend Amanda says, in the goo. And in the goo, meaning if you are a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, there's that moment inside the chrysalis where you're all like not quite sure what the heck's going on because you're just a pile of flipping goo. Yeah, that's where we kind of are. So if you're in the goo right now, that's fine. The transformation is coming. And so the expansiveness, and part of this new moon is looking at things from an unprogrammed mind is kind of the best way to put it. Honoring your truth, honoring your own freedom, keeping with that authenticity and honoring those things while still doing your thing is really important. So make sure, and that's for everyone. So make sure that that happens. Okay, so let's see. Who do we got next here? Elizabeth, I didn't ask a question. We'll love whatever spirit has for me. Okay, I'm gonna pull, because you like the hard stuff. You like the witchy things. So I'm gonna pull you from here. And let's see. What does Elizabeth need to know? Ooh. Oh, girl, this is so funny. You got All Hallows Eve. I love it. Let's see. I love these for you. So All Hallows Eve, and I love these little poems. If you don't have this deck, you probably should get it. I love the little poems on each card. It says, All Hallows Eve, call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiven howl as you stomp your might through the ground. I love this. Now, All Hallows Eve, we all know, is today, and Blessed Samhain, which is the day we celebrate our ancestors. We celebrate the harvest. So if you have not seen my YouTube video on apple peel divination and an apple crisp recipe, you can go after we're done here, go check it out. Super easy, gluten-free, dairy-free. You will love it. But anyways, so Elizabeth, today, I would feel like just I know you're probably going to do it, but get your witchiness on, girlfriend. Like, do some communication, do some channeled writing. Oh, that just came to me for you, which I know is something you do. It's like people want to talk to you. So do some channeled writing. And also you got rooted. And what that says is, may you never tear the living ritual that is magic merged within the roots of your being, the soil of your soul. So grounding into yourself, into your magical being, kind of like what, the magical being of womanhood, and getting back to those roots, the roots that kind of have led you to where you are, like really kind of come back to them and do it tonight. Like if you have your ritual for All Hallows Eve or Samhain or Halloween with the apostrophe, however you want to do it. I'm thinking Samhain is probably the best for you, but I really feel like grounding back into the witchy stuff and into your whip. Yeah, totally makes good sense. Yes. So she said grounding into witchy self makes complete sense. Yes. Embrace back those magic and your ancestors. Connect, root into your ancestry. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. I'm very excited. That's what I feel. I feel like they want to talk to you. The ancestors want to talk to you. They have messages for you. So I don't know if channel writing, I don't know. What I'm also seeing is, I don't know if you've already done it or you're supposed to do it, is to create your Samhain altar. That kind of stuff, like getting really back into it. It's good for you right now. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, this is something that'll help your mindset, your mental health kind of thing, grounding back into yourself. Big, important. She says, yes, I've got plans for ancestor stuff tonight. Woohoo! Yes, do that. I love it. I love it for you. Yes, grounding back into yourself. That's what needs to happen. Yep. You're hitting the nail on the head. Yay! Thanks. Okay, cool. I hope that helps. So, yes. And by the by, you and I need to. I'm going to message you because you're down the street. Everything is down the street in this town. It's awesome. Okay. So next. Boop, 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 boop. Alicia M. Hi. Hi, one of my besties. Let's see. My besties who I never have met before. Alicia's one of those people that I met as a client many moons ago and teaching class. I don't remember even what group we were in. And now she's one of my like besties that I talk to a lot. Her and Jackie are like my little witchy woo woo coven sisters, I guess. But like we have a digital coven, I guess is what you would say. So Alicia's question is, what does spirit want me to know today? So we'll do that. I'm going to do you get Sacred Forest, which is this one. So if anybody wants these, Sacred Forest. After this, I'll go in and make a description-y thing for this. So. Yeah, I got two. There we go. Change and beauty. Ooh, dragonfly. That's my favorite, man. Dragonfly spirit. Dragonflies, and they come in all kinds of colors. And this one is change. Change and don't. Okay, I heard your eyes rolling. Do not roll your eyes. Okay. Change is good. And I feel like this change for you, it's weird. It's like what I'm seeing is there's going to be softness. And I feel like, we're doing this today. We're in the dark of the moon for the new moon, planting seeds much more around conversation with self, shadow work, and all that kind of stuff coming, and transformation that's coming for that is inevitable. Like we can't not, but this is the time that we can be participatory in this transformation that we are all going through. And so, but for you, Alicia, I feel like the change, there's going to be this interesting, like you have a tendency, and this is not psychic, this is me knowing her. Alicia has a tendency to be very like hanging on by her fingernails, and is what I see. Like this I'm clawing and always trying to find something. And I feel like there's going to be just this exhale moment where all that, it's weird. Like you think you have to do this. And when you let go for a minute, you'll feel like you're falling, which will be like very like, what the F, man, this does not feel good. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like you'll catch a breeze and you'll start floating. That's what I'm seeing for you, but you have to be willing to let go so that you can get on the breeze and float. And the next card I got was Wood Nymph, which is beauty. So I feel like, now this is because like knowing you, I have another client, and I'm just going to use this as an example because it's the best way to put this. So I had a client many years ago. She came in, met her at Aroma G's here in Nashville. Slurping, sorry. And she like flew into the chair, and she sat down. She goes, I have 15 minutes before I have to leave and go get my flight. And I was like, all right. She goes, so we got to make this quick. And I said, okay, then, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And I did my little assessment really quick. And I went, why are you not happy with what how you're living your life? And she was like, whoa, that was thrown down. Really. I said, you said quick. And we talked for the 15 minutes. We worked through some stuff. She left. Now she has been a friend of mine for almost a decade now. And she went from being a scientist, like literally employed as a scientist, to like, the next thing I know, she's in like South America playing a guitar in a tree and building retreat centers and doing all this stuff. So she went from this corporate scientist to this other. Like that's the 180 that I see for you, but you need to let go first and be like on the wings of the dragonfly. And I feel like the dragonfly is also kind of a symbol for you. They're very spiritual. They're very like, whenever I see them, for me, this is like a big sign that's like change is coming, but it's like in your mindset. And when you do, this beautiful change will happen. Like, see how she's kind of hanging out in the water. And it's just like, I just am flowing. I'm going with the flow. I'm just being here, which is totally, you know, it's like air to water. So like all in your head to all in your heart. And I feel like that's kind of what needs to happen. And it's very unusual for you, or maybe uncomfortable or outside of your comfort zone. But that's what needs to happen for you to feel the change in a way. Like it's going to feel weird and then it'll feel good. So I hope that was helpful. I know you're like, no, I don't want that. I want to just have like, you know, everything's going to be great. No change is necessary. Let's see. Then we have Audrey. Can I get some guidance on where I am right now? Sure. And I know Audrey's another one who I know will love these witchy cards, the Season of the Witch cards. So I'm going to pull you from there. Oh, Audrey. And I'm tapping into your energy a little bit, or I'm looking at it. And because that's another thing I'm trying to practice, is not tapping into someone else's stuff, but more looking at the stuff, so that I'm not commingling a whole lot. But I feel like, Audrey, I'm just going to say what I'm seeing. You need to stop second guessing yourself, girlfriend. You need to, like, whether it's in your magic or in your work or in your life, I feel like you're stuck in the chair and you have plans, but you won't go there because you're like, well, what if it doesn't work? And what if they don't like it? And what if, stop. Like when you are clear on something, you can go after it, but something like has like the, whatever, when, better point. When is the challenge from? What do you need to let go of? Or like the two questions for you. And it's like, there's like the pinpoint in your past that's like, and it's weird. It's not what you think. It's like more adulty. than inner child. It's like inner 30 something or inner 20. Like there's this, that's what I'm seeing. And I feel like whatever that is, like somebody said something to you to question what you do, how you do it, like whatever that was, that needs to be like removed. That needs, like, whatever, first of all, whatever they said was bullshit. And secondly, it was their own shit. Like it was either from jealousy or from fear on their part because they're watching you do something and they're like, oh, when I did that, it didn't work out for me, or I don't like that, or something. There was like something was said that to the person who said it, it was very flippant. And to you, it kind of just stuck. And that's kind of keeping you from stepping into the things that you want to do, whether they be professional or life, because I think it's like across the board. So that's one thing. Damn, that is a hell of a start. Yes. I love those comments. She says, damn girl, that is a hell of a start. Yeah, I just, when I get the psychic hits, I gotta share. So ooh, yeah. And oh, yep, you need protection too. Okay, so ritual. So the first one you got was ritual, which is a 33, which is manifesting. So whatever your ritual, remember, be very intentional because we're manifesting. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. So for this one, it's to me, it's you're kind of like Elizabeth. You need to get back to your ritual. Like hers was much more like specific to right now. Like right now, this is her jam, this is her day. You across the board have to get back to your ritual. It's like, you know, I know you're doing like, I'm gonna pull my cards in the morning and blah, blah, blah. No, I want you lighting candles. I want you burning simmer pots. I want you to like, you know, get into your business, like create rituals for yourself. Like before you start your day, maybe set intentions or create ritual, light a candle, set the intention, do your magic a little bit. Maybe before you do a workshop for your female entrepreneurs that you guide, maybe before you start on a new offering, do a ritual around it. As you're doing it, like really lean into the magic of this. And as you're doing that, there's protection here because I think there's like, you're still kind of in contact with whoever the person is that that is who I'm talking about. Like, I feel like this, so do some cut some cords, salt your house, do all the things that you know to do. Stop giving lip service to it. Fucking do it. Okay. Just do it. Just do it. Because I love you. Just do it. Yeah. So let's see. I hope that was helpful. And by the by, everyone who's watching, I love you so much. Remember, everything I'm saying, whatever you're hearing that you're like, it resonates, that's for you too. Okay. That's what all these readings are about. Like whenever we have folks that come and are like, hey, you didn't answer my question or whatever. Honestly, even if I answer your question, stick around the whole time because other answers are for you. So like if you're watching this and like, you know, Elizabeth's reading or Audrey's reading resonated with you because you're kind of like, oh yeah, I fell off my ritual wagon. I fell off my magic wagon. My magic wagon. I fell off my magic wagon and I need to get back on it. I need to re-embrace my magic. That's for you too. So yeah, let's see. Okay. I did Ashley. Ashley's now one of my besties. Let's see. Christina. Let spirit tell me what I need to know because I am a hot mess. I'm in every area. Oh, girls, you are so not. Okay. First of all, I love you so much. I met Christina again. I met Christina on another Facebook group, and then we met in person. She is probably one of the sweetest, coolest people, and she can manifest like a mofo. Let me tell you something. This woman, you know, it's like she'll tell me stuff, and it was funny because I was thinking she brought like I was doing something, and she came over because I was like I need to declutter, and she's like, oh, I needed a couch, and I imagined that exact couch. So she came and took the couch. Anyway, so she comes over, and before she got there, I thought to myself, I really want to find like an egg. I want to find some fresh eggs. I know it's the end of the season. She showed up with, I think, like 1 or 2 dozen eggs for me without me even asking. She's like, "Do you eat eggs?" And I was like, "Yes, I was just asking for these." So yes, whether she's manifesting for me or for herself, she's amazing. And girl, I want to, first things first, before we start with the card polls, and this is for everybody, please stop claiming that you're a hot mess. Okay, stop claiming it. When you remember, I am is the strongest statement. If we are all extensions of source energy in various forms and fashions, that means that whenever we say I am, you are claiming whatever you say after it. So I am this, that, which is not great, even if you're trying to be funny or it's self-effacing. But the fact is that when we speak negatively over ourselves, that's what attracts negative. When we speak blessing over ourselves, that's when we attract the stuff we want and the stuff that we love. So I love, and this is a Louise Hay thing, this is not my thing, she said this and I love it. I love saying I am beautiful and everybody loves me. If you can't think of anything else to say that. I am beautiful and everybody loves me. You know, and I know it sounds silly, but I think it is probably one of the best things. So I want that number one, your new affirmation, Christina, is I am beautiful and everybody loves me. And your other one is going to be I know this is happening for a reason, and it's happening for my highest good and the highest good of all involved. I am safe and all is well. That's another one for you. And this is recorded. You can go back. I don't know what time it is. We're 38 minutes in, so you can go find that one. Anyway, so yeah. So now I'm going to pull you some cards. Yeah. Okay. Leadership and transmutation state. So whenever I see the stag card, which is leadership, because you know the white stag is like that spiritual. To me, leadership isn't so much like in the corporate sense where you have a boss and a hierarchy and all this kind of stuff. When I see leadership, what always comes to mind for the person is, are you taking a leadership role in your life? Are you claiming? Are you doing your magic? And by magic, I don't just mean lighting candles and stuff. Like when I talk about magic, are you saying to yourself, this is what I want, and I'm going to be accountable, and I'm going to be responsible to that commitment to myself, not from a judgment, like not with a punishment or a judgment attached to those things. But am I going to say, if I say what I want something, and then I self-efface about it, or I talk myself out of it through whatever means, or I look at reality and say, well, I want this, but I can't afford it, or I can't have that because. That's the kind of stuff where you're not being accountable to yourself. Because remember, we can't control what's going on outside of ourselves, but we can control whether or not we're being a leader for ourselves in our own life. And so what that looks like is, say, and I know, and this is not me, again, not me being psychic. Like I remember she and I were talking recently, and she was saying she wanted a new living space. Christina saying, I want a new living space. And the thing is that even when we're not talking about the thing that we want, we're talking about ourselves or whatever, we have to remind ourselves how empowered we are. Like everything we say is a spell, every single thing, because it creates the magic within us, what we believe. It's a reflection of what we believe, and it's a reinforcement of what we believe. So if you want something new, I'm attracting a beautiful living space. I am my living space will be perfect for me. It'll be glorious. We'll have everything I need for me, my family, my chickens, all of like the beautiful surroundings I want to surround myself with, and all of whatever list you want to come up with. And at the end, all at a price I can easily afford. All of this or better, or all of this and better, like whatever. Like that's the kind of speaking. Those are the spells that we need to speak about, all of it. And that's being the leader, and then staying true to those statements. Like write them down and then read them every day and figure out and be very aware what's coming out of your mouth. So like you can correct yourself, you can self-correct, self-lead into that space of not into that space of focusing on your abundance rather than the absence of the abundance. And when you do that, you get Phoenix, transmutation. I love this. This for you is huge. So once you start doing this, you will get this. I promise. And this new moon is the perfect time to do it because this new moon is like these two cards. These two cards. Okay. So Christina, I love this for you. And it's not just about the house. This is about everything. All the things. All the things. This will get you there. It's not easy, but it is doable and it is totally worth it. I love you so much. Oh, yes. Hope that was helpful. And again, that's for everybody, for everyone. Let's see. Susan. Hey, Mama. I love you so much. I've been following you guys on the Facebook. It says, I'm going with what does Spirit want me to know about what I'm experiencing right now? Okay. I'm going to take another sip. I'm going to use the sacred forest because that's what I feel you are, Susan. So, Susan, I'm not sure if it's this is what I'm getting. You don't feel good. And I feel like you think it's a body thing, but it's a mind thing that's in the body. Your stress level is causing a lot of stuff. So you need to bring your stress down. And two things are coming to me. Two things that I want to share with you. And I'm going to explain them because I think that quotes out of context need explaining. And the first one is like the Gandhi one, the be the change that you want to see in the world. And I know you think, but I'm doing that. So here's the thing. When we are being the change, it's like, this is the second kind of quote. Caroline Myss, who I love, and you probably know who she is. If you do not, if anybody doesn't know who she is, Google her. She's amazing. She started off as a medical medium, a very skeptical medical medium, which is probably, and she don't mince words. I love her. That's why I love her. So here's the deal. Caroline Myss kind of expanded on this concept, and she said, and I'm paraphrasing, you're more powerful sitting in meditation in a chair in your living room, focused on the outcome you want, and catching your mind when it wanders into what you don't want, but focusing on what you want to see in the world, than you are screaming and shouting and creating stress within your body and in discourse with others. So from that perspective, I know there's a lot that's tweaking you. Girl, I know it. Okay. But doing at least an hour a day of visualization, doing some mindfulness meditation, I feel like that's needed. Ooh, that's fun. That's funny. But I feel like you need to get back to your meditation roots because your system needs calming. And I know it's hard because you're like watching all the things and it's feeling very chaotic. But I feel like your personal system needs to calm down. The nervous system needs to be regulated because that's what's making you feel not super awesome right now. Also, I feel that taking an hour of mindfulness in your day and focusing on what you want will also put that out into the collective. Like, I know that we think shouting and all the things, like, that's great, and we need people to do that. But I also feel we need folks to, if you're going to do that, also do this. Also sit and be centered in yourself. Use your magic. Again, back to your magic in focusing and being in spirit, because again, we are all one. So if you can take your energy and push it also back into the collective, like where you're sitting there and you're focusing on what you want, the version of the world that you want to see, if you're focusing on that in your meditation, whether it's a visual, like we're visualizing an outcome, all that kind of stuff, that's what needs to happen for you. So I'm going to recommend that for you because it will give you peace and it will give you, and I know there's like, but what if, again, just like I told with Christina, no, we're not going to entertain that. We're just not. You need to focus on what you want in your life. That's number one. And so number two, let's go and pull some cards. But yeah, I feel like really understanding that when we say be the change you want to be or you want to see in the world, that to me means, especially coming from Gandhi, it was like, I can't change the outer world. I can only change me. And it has to start from the inside. It has to start from me choosing to be the calm that I want to see in the world. So I'm going to pull you some cards. Power. Yep, dragon. Power and playfulness. So we got dragons and elves. Man, you're like the LOTR, Susan. So first card was power. Like really understanding what is your power here. Because if you are usually when we're talking about, trying to shout and be heard, it means that we are feeling disempowered. To take back your power means to go within and be certain in who you are, what you want, and attracting the thing that you want. This is like, where is your power? Where is your power? What can you do to feel good? Not feel powerless, but feel empowered in the situation that you're experiencing. And again, remembering we can't control the outside. We can only control the inside. So what can I do to take back my power? And then playfulness. Where can I bring more playfulness to this? Where can I, and playfulness, sometimes feel like, playfulness, this is serious. Okay. Then maybe say, where can I experiment with myself? Where can I experiment various interactions, various thought processes, because like if the reason you're experiencing stuff is kind of feeling stagnant is because we need to change what we're doing in the experience. So experimenting with how you approach things may also be part of bringing your power back to you. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Let's see. And again, that's for everybody. Like I said, everything is for everyone. And let's see, who do we have? Oh, hey, Julia. Our person from across the pond. Hello. Let's see. Susan. Wendy, what does the spirit want me to know about my family issues? Okay, Wendy. That all aligns. Yep. You're welcome, Susan. Big, big hugs to you. Because I know, like, right now, I feel like, girl, like, it's like you're, I hate to say on fire. That's not the right word. It's like pins and needles all throughout your body. And you need to bring that nervous system down. Go get you a cup of chamomile and sit in your yard, your beautiful yard that I know you've surrounded. Like you have used your magic. You pushed a hurricane away one time. I know you got some magic in you. So go reconnect with that. Reconnect with that. It'll feel better. I promise. Yeah. Okay. So Wendy, let's see. I'll pull you a witchy card and a nature card. Which really witchiness is just all nature. Which is funny because I'm kind of an indoor girl. Ooh. Kind of know where we are. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Wendy. Family issues. It's weird. I don't know if this is about your kids or you're the kid. It's like there's children involved, but I feel like they're not little. Maybe they're adult. It's just this kind of, it's not, parents, it's just like, I'm not sure if there's somebody in the family that I feel like you're trying to control the issues and you can't. And you can't do that. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. People aren't acting the way they should. And that's not good, but it's also out of your control. And I also kind of feel like you feel very alone. And what I pulled for you was the third harvest. Third harvest. To me, and I'll read you what it says, and then I'll tell you what I'm seeing and how it's kind of aligning with what I'm seeing. It says, daughters of the woods, feel thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. And to me, what this is signifying for you is it's almost like you're seeing what's going on is almost like an abandonment's not the right word, but what I'm seeing is like you're feeling left behind or left alone or something like that. And really what needs to happen is you have to look at it and be like, okay, my role in this situation, I did what I could do, and now it's my time. The third harvest is my time. Because, you know, Tim, that's what I'm getting. Like, it's time for you to really be involved with yourself, to really be involved with what you need and what you want, and not, and doing so not in relation to those around you. Regardless of what they're doing, it's time to let it go and surrender it and focus on you. Because when you create stability within yourself, it will create stability within everybody around you. Because what I'm seeing is you're kind of wobbly. And I want to say this really quickly. I want to say, I'm not saying this with judgment. I'm not saying with this with punishment. I don't want you to take this as blame or anything like that. I think it's much more, you know, you're trying to do all the things, but in doing so, you're off your game. You're off your stability. That's not, I don't want you to take that and be like, oh my God, that's all me. Oh my God. Don't do that. Don't do that anymore. What everybody else is doing is not anything to do with you. Other than, you know, in your family, it's almost like everybody's bouncing their energy off of each other. And you were really stable for a long time. And then something happened. It threw you off your stability. And now everybody feels like they're unstable because you're kind of like the cornerstone of the home or the family. And so you're out running around trying to make sure everybody else is good. And in doing so, you don't have the stability they need. And I'm not saying they should need it from you, but that's the dynamic I'm seeing. So either way, like, you making sure you practice what you need first, whether it's, I need to go meditate before anybody gets breakfast. I need to make sure that I'm big on I need my kitchen clean before I do anything. Or I need the house kind of tidied up. I don't do well in clutter. So if I live if I'm trying to make sure everybody else is okay without, uncluttering my house and making things tidy, I am not showing up 100% for myself and then everybody else. And that's what I'm seeing too. It's like you need to show up for you and then everybody else. And that's big. And like I said, it could be as small as I just need to get the dishes into the dishwasher so my kitchen is clean. Or it could be, I need a week by myself to recharge because this has been a shit show and I have no bandwidth for anything. So I need to go sleep for a week and then I can deal with things. So I feel like your third harvest, and I feel like this is also speaking to, I know people hate this word, but I love it, the crone. The crone is like the wisdom, and your next card is Owl Spirit, which is wisdom. The crone is the wisdom that comes with age, that comes with a life lived, that comes with seeing I can't fix them. I can't fix them. I can't fix their shit. I cannot control anything outside of myself. And thusly, I'm going to stop trying. I can do best for me, and that's it. And I can't save anybody. I can't, especially not from myself. I can support and send love, but that's it. That's it. Okay. So what I'm telling you here right now, Wendy, is take care of you. Okay. Love yourself. Do what you need. Go with your, feel into everything you do today. Do I want to do this or not? Is this an obligation or not? Okay. That's what we need to do. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Oh, Tori, there you are. I don't even remember my registration question, but I'm here. Okay. Oh, I know you love this sound. Of course you do. I can't believe you don't even have this deck, girl. Like Seasons of the Witch, it has one for every holiday. I would have thought you would be all over that, girl. That stuff. Let's see. Did you end up asking a question? No. Let's see. Where are you? No. Do you want me? I'm gonna go look. I don't remember my registration question, but I feel like I'm drowning in finances. What can Spirit tell me? Okay, drowning in finances. So here's the thing. There's a fear of money around with you guys, I think, Tori. It's weird, like, because who would say that? Who would be like, I'm afraid of money? That makes no sense. Because here's the funny thing. I want to say, like, I think it's you that your family, like, literally won the lottery. And so why would we be afraid of finances? Here's the thing. Anyone, like, whether it's finances, romances, or whatever, any of the answers, and that's not me New Yorking the word answers, but it could be. I mean, that's a good point. The fact is that any of the answers, romance, finance, and I guess work, but career, it doesn't have an ants on there. They are all tied to worthiness. They're tied to self-love, worthiness, deservability. And I'll tell you right now, I've been watching you, Tori, and you are doing some serious self-work, some serious shadow work. But I feel like you have more of your onion to peel, and this is probably it. So the way, and it's kind of interesting because finances, math is one of those things. Like romance, you don't really have control over what's going on. Finance usually feels like you don't have control over what's going on. And the reason I like finances is because once math, if we can take the energy of understand the energy of money, like first of all, Maria Nemeth, who I love, she, and I use her quote in the very first chapter of my book. And the quote is, nobody can manifest anything in a state of anxiety. So the first things first, we have to remember money is inert. It does not have an energy. It is inert. And money, the energy of money is whatever we give it. So if money is stressing you out, if you are focusing on the absence of money rather than the abundance of money, that's stressing you out, that's where the energy is. Okay. So that's number one. The way that I would suggest, and I'm going to pull you some cards, but I'm going to give you some practical magic here. My practical magic is this. Whenever I'm afraid of something, and this is something I love, Greg Frucci, he is an acquaintance of ours. He wrote a book called The Path of 300, but I heard him talk once, and this was one of the things that he said. And after I listened to him, it was like I had been planning to quit my job and go full time into my magical business for 8 years. So if you're in that space, if you're like in that space where you're like, I really would love to do this full time, trust me, it's not an overnight success thing. It is like, you're still like, it took me 8 years to get into the mindset to do this. But what he said was, and I told him this once, and we were talking, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy," because it was just like he just said it like in the conversation I was listening to on a podcast, and I said to him that one sentence changed my whole thing. And he said, you know what? If it scares the shit out of you, run towards it. And I know I've heard that in like other ways 1,000 times, but for some reason, you know, him talking about it really kind of set with me. And it's like, you know, I know that other people say that and stuff, but I feel like part of it, and people think that it has to be a really big thing that you're running towards. Like it has to be, I'm going to quit my job and go full time and all that kind of stuff. In this case, money is scaring the shit out of you. You need to run towards it. And what that means is sit down, take your time. I know you have your ducks and your animals and your kids and your life, but you need to set aside a good chunk of time, get you an Excel spreadsheet and get into your stuff. Like really, like I love Susie Orman because she is so focused on abundance. I really am not a fan of certain other individuals in that circle because I've listened to their stuff and they kind of come off a little bit mean. And so I don't like that because people already don't need mean in the situation. But like she has a book that talks similarly about how to get rid of debt. But my thing is don't get overcomplicated. Just write out here are the things I owe. Here's how much. Just see, and we don't have to create a plan right now. And then make a budget in Excel. Mortgage, if you have that, grocery bill, electric bill, all that business, all that stuff. Like literally put it out on paper. It's just like when we're setting intentions because you got to see what you got to work with. And then you can start setting your intentions. And when we handwrite this or type it on the computer and print it out and look at it, that way it's like right now, if you're in the dark and there's like a towel on a chair, but it looks like a monster, but because it's dark and you're scared of it. And then the thing you got to do to make it not scary is turn the light on. So to me, when it comes to finances, lay all your cards on the table. Lay all your cards on the table for yourself and get really radically honest in a loving way with yourself. And then from that space, work on it. And what you might see is, okay, what are my intentions for this budget? What are my intentions with this debt? What are my intentions with saving? What do I want? Because, and then what do I want? Because it might also be, if you're just like, I'm paying the bills, I'm doing this, I got to buy the groceries. If we're on the hamster wheel, that's not expansion. But if you have goals, I want a new mic for my podcast. She has a podcast. I think it's called Wandering Mom. You may have renamed it. I remember there was like a brand change. But I want a new microphone. I want to expand into this other space. I want to do this. I want to make these changes around my house. Like even if they're material changes, because it's like, well, I don't have enough money for this. What do you want? Write them down. Like really get back to your magic. Use your magic to get organized and then set your intentions for your budget, for your payoffs if you need to pay debt off. If you want to pay debt off, if you feel like I'm seeing a lot of stuff for next year where we need to kind of like, really be mindful of our money, but talk about that in the New Year thing. But like to me, laying all your cards on the table, which is something you haven't done in a long time, I feel like that's what needs to happen for you. You need to lay your cards on the table for yourself, set some intentions for you, and then create a plan for yourself. And here's the other thing. I don't know, you said I've made a lot of budgets. She says, I make lots of budgets. The reality of the numbers gives me anxiety. Yeah. What if it didn't? What if it didn't give you anxiety? Because here's the thing. It is what it is. Numbers are numbers. That's like the constant. That's the one good thing about the linear timeline is math, whether it's the old way of doing things, which personally I think is the right way of doing things, or it's this Common Core bullshit. I don't really care. Numbers equals numbers. Whether you're doing Common Core or old school math, 2 + 2 = 4, period, the end. Okay? It is the way it is. That is the one constant is math. It's why it's like the universal language. It's in music. It's in science. It's in cooking. It's everywhere. So if you can say to yourself, it is what it is. This is the parameters I got to work in. Within this parameter, like think of it as I'm going to make soup and these are the vegetables I'm going to use. And they're the only vegetables I got, so I got to make it work. So how much of each thing do I put in to layer these flavors so that I have a really great soup? That's a budget. I have this many dollars. These are my expenses. Here's how I'm going to do this. And then bless it with, I always have more than enough, and I always have more than enough when I need it. And just start, because the anxiety is creating the blocked energy. Okay. So if we can take away that anxiety by dropping from your head into your heart, imagine your brain floating down to your heart center and then taking a good breath there. And I always have more than enough. Everything is always covered. I don't have to worry about this. I just am writing down these numbers so that my physical being can feel good that everything is covered. That's it. Okay. That's what I feel. I'm going to pull you some cards, but I feel like here's another thing, y'all. This is for everybody. I know I'm talking a lot about magic right now because I feel like we as women have lost our magic. Like we talk it a good game, but yeah. So that's another reason why like I'm shifting my channel, and you'll probably see those changes coming. But the fact is that I want to step back into my magic. I'm encouraging everybody to step back into theirs, whatever that looks like for you, because we're all different. But owning your magic, not compartmentalizing. So it's you can't be magical over here and then bills aren't magical. Okay. Because like that's the whole thing. You know, everything, it's all together. No, Kim, you didn't miss it. Hang out. And we have a jumper. Okay. That's funny. Oh, Tori, you're so fun. Of course you get the mischief card, Tori. But we all need to embrace that. Okay. So then this one. Yep. Ooh. And bats. I love bats. I love bats. In fact, oh my gosh, when I'm going to do a video where I like go through, I think I talked about it earlier, where I go through like what my witchy haul was from my parents' like garage full of crap. And one of them was an unused bat house my dad got and was like, didn't ever put up. And I'm like, oh my God, I've always wanted a bat house. Snatch. Anyway, so Tori, you got mischief, shock, and surprise. Not so much. It says, keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there are blah, blah, blah. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something trailing behind your tail. Mischief. So here's the thing. I don't know what's going on with like we have a Mercury retrograde coming up at the end. Now don't freak out. I'll do a video on that too. It's in my plan. But at the end of November, right at the end of November, right through Christmas, and I think it ends right before Christmas or right after Christmas. But anyway, mischief. Mischief to me, for you, Tori, though, is kind of like in relation to your question, and I love you when I say this, but this is what Spirit is telling me. It's like you're just playing. You're just messing around. You're not taking the finances seriously. You're taking them seriously in the sense of like, oh shit, I have to pay them. But it's like, but like you said, you don't want to deal with them. So I'm just gonna play with them and act like this and be mischievous. Like that's the mischief. And then the mischief that comes from that is the oh shit moment. Yeah. We're being mischievous about things. So I love you so much, but mischievousness needs to give way to seriousness. And then you got that. And that says, invoke thy power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. Stop with the mischief around your money, honey. Start getting serious about it. You don't gotta, like stop being like, oh, I don't know anything about money and la 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 la. No, girl, you're powerful. I've seen you. You're a badass bitch. Let's be honest. Okay. I know you. This is not you. If you were going to apply your magical version of you, which you do in other areas, to this issue. I love you so much. Stop with the mischief. Get on with your baddiness, your badassiness. Okay? Invoke thy power and fear not the hidden. I don't make, it says it right there. I didn't make that shit up. Okay. I love you too. And my hair did not work out today, so thusly it's in a bun. But yeah, I've been doing my curly girl method stuff too. Tori's in the curly girl group, so yeah. Let's see. Oh, yep. And her podcast is Wandering Ma. Audrey's podcast is Female Entrepreneur Mentoring, FEM, and that is on YouTube. And she does a spiritual-based fempreneur thing. Just to give everybody equal time. Let's see. Making sure. Julia, I'm going to try and get to everybody. I think I'm going to make Kim my cutoff here. So we have a few more, and then I'll kind of come back and read some comments and share some other interesting, fun things. Let's see. Where am I? We did Christina. We did Tori. Julia's next. Hello, sweet Julia. I hope you are having a great day, Julia. And I am like, every day, I have to tell you guys something. So Julia's over in the UK. I don't know what part of the UK you're in. I think you're in the English part of the UK. I think. And you know, Scotland is I love Scotland. When we went last year, I was like, I'm not leaving, but they'll kick you out of the country if you don't leave. So I had to leave. But every day I watch something on Scotland. I watch on YouTube. I usually will I'll watch some Scottish recipe, which I love them. I want to learn to make. I don't know what the balloons are. So you guys, there's stuff I know. I know if I do this, I think I get hearts. Yeah. But if I do other things, I don't know what that is. But yes, she's in England. She says she's going to Edinburgh again in December. I'm so jealous because there's Christmas stuff there, and I want to be there in Edinburgh. I love Edinburgh. But I'm jealous. So you'll have to share pictures. But because they have a beautiful Christmas market there, from what I understand. But I do something Scottish every single day. I do, because it grounds me into like putting a cord into Edinburgh. So that someday, again, I want to go there and stay there for a couple of months. That's my intention. Or have like, you know, where I stay there half the year or something. I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out. But Julia, I'm so glad you're here. So what does Julia need to know? And because Julia's so sweet, I want to use the Sacred Forest cards for her. Julia, before I pull them, I feel like you have some health stuff going on, or you're recovering from health stuff. Like, I know there was something there because I know you, but I feel like there's some sort of like in the belly area. I don't know if you're not feeling good or what, but I hope you feel better. I don't know if it's because of worry. I think it's because of worry. Even if it's a bug, it's because of worry. I want you to not worry about whatever it is. You can't control it anyway. And breathing. Yeah. Whatever that is, it has to go. And there's a little bit of worry, but don't worry about things. Everything unfolds as it should. Just know I'm sending you a big hug. I like, Spirit's not revealing everything to me, but I feel like I need to send you a big hug. Yeah. Okay. I love you so much. One day I will be over there and we will meet in person. Yes. So you got trust from the crystal cave. So I feel like be okay with your intuition. So like when I see this card, it's more like she needs to trust her intuition. You need to trust whatever the feelings are. You need to trust. And right now, okay, here's another thing. So that worry is blocking your intuition. So what, again, I'm going to suggest, like I did in my newsletter, chaotic times call for stronger measures in us really taking back control and going inward. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is take a moment for yourself, when you have a moment, and close your eyes and do some 4 square breathing, which is that 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4 hold, 1, 2, 3, 4 out, 1, 2, 3, 4 hold it out, and then repeat if you want to. I like to do it 3 times before doing a visualization. And then you do that 3 times. And then you're going to visualize your mind dropping down into your heart center. Maybe imagine a lotus flower in your heart center, just holding your brain, and then feeling all of your energy come into that space. And then asking for what you need. And then trusting what comes back. Because that's the place where it'll help. And it'll also, I feel like doing that, it'll be like a balm for whatever's going on in your belly. I also feel like you need to there's teas that you need to, like chamomile and maybe a little bit of little ginger, like some stuff to soothe the belly. But this will help too. Ooh, y'all, there's an eagle hovering outside my house. That's crazy, but that's cool. But trusting your intuition is key. Okay. And then when you do, you get bee spirit, which is prosperity. Sprinkling it everywhere. Okay. So just really work on, even though there's crazy shit going on, getting centered, coming back to self, getting into your own self, and then asking what you need, and then trusting the answer, and then prosperity comes from that. Expansion comes from that, okay? Awesome. I love you. Love you so much. Let's see. Okay, and then, let's see. Marilyn. Hey, girlfriend. How are you? Oh, you always so bright. I just saw, I said, hey, Marilyn, and you were like, I love you so much. I miss you. I hope things are going good. Let's see. I'm going to pull you a witchy card. Let's see. Marilyn, I would love to know what magic awaits me for me in my business this coming year. Let's see. Ooh, that's interesting. Love that. I'm gonna pull you one of these because this is your light. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you got dark moon. Now, everybody's like, no. Some of you know, but don't. Okay. So in the dark of your heart lives new breath waiting for you to release its ghost. The dark moon, and it's funny because back in the dark, in the moon cycle, right before new moon, you would have the dark moon, which isn't really mentioned anymore. But the dark moon, which would be today, because new moon is tomorrow, the dark moon is when you actually set your intentions. Because new moon's about planting seeds. And the fact is that think about the logic here, this total logic. So say you want your garden, right? You're outside and the moon, I forget which moon phase is right before. My brain is mushy right now because I'm focused here. But the previous moon phase, you might be tilling your soil, right? To get ready to plant your seeds. But between tilling your soil and planting the seeds, you got to go pick out your seed packets. I mean, that's kind of the point. Otherwise, you're just sprinkling seeds and God knows what the hell's going to come up. So your dark moon is when you set your intention. So regarding your business, what do you want in your business? What do you want, Marilyn? Sit down and take time to write that out. Plan your garden. Then plant your seed. So dark moon. And then power, that's where your power will be. Okay? So again, you get dragon card. And again, power is the magic. Infuse that magic into, setting your intentions. Use your magic. Write them down. Set your stage. Maybe get your candles and your crystals and your releasing and your intentions and all that kind of stuff. Do whatever works for you in this new moon. Set those intentions for what you want to transform that business into. But the dark of the moon is about setting the intention. So I can't tell you like what you're going to do in your business next year. You know, what magic awaits for me. So I don't know, because you need to set up your dark moon. So maybe that's why you don't know. Because I think a lot of us are like kind of, it's weird. Like we know all the things, like we know the things that we're supposed to do, but we forget to do them and then wonder why we don't go anywhere. I'm guilty of this too. I'm not over here like, I know what works. I know what works. I think we all know what works. Do we do it all the time? No. And then are we like, I wonder why I'm not manifesting anything? Well, like, and then we're like, oh, right. I need to participate in my thing. It's not an external thing. It's not set in stone. This is the way that we go. I get to control and participate in the co-creation of what I'm doing. So what's going to happen to your business next year? I don't know, Marilyn. Maybe we need to set some goals, and not just financial goals, because those are goals that we can't really control. Goals about what you want your business to look like. That's kind of what I'm working on right now, is what do I want my business to look like? What do I want to be doing that makes me happy? That's the whole thing. And I think that's the power card. I think that's a big thing for everybody, because we have all of us that are in business for ourselves. And a lot of us are in similarly related businesses. And there's this, here's what it should look like thing that we all have subscribed to in one form or another. And I feel like this new moon that's happening tomorrow is going to be all about deprogramming that and saying, you know what, this is what I want it to look like. I don't really give a shit what society says is right or wrong. And society isn't, it could be the society at large. It could be society of solopreneurs that we all like follow different coaches and gurus that, you know, that we like, and what they say about what a business should look like and what you should be doing and how you should be setting up your stuff. From a data point, like when it comes to like open rates and stuff like that, that's one thing. But like how you show up within that canvas of the landscape is up to you. And this new moon is all about transforming and alchemizing your own magic into what that looks like for you, regardless of what the guru says or what somebody says or what even like people that are your colleagues say. So start making your list with no limitations and do it with a huge amount of empowerment. Okay. Let me see. She's saying something. I can't read it. Even when she says, love it. Thanks. You talk a little bit about your manifesting group. My manifesting group? Right now, the co-creative, what is it called? The co-creative soul. Switching gears. Co-creative soul. What we do right now is we meet for full moon circle and new moon circle. We started doing ritual. And I usually will tell everyone what the astrology and cosmology is, or the moonology of what's going on with any placements. Like this time there's a moon opposition to, I think it's Mars. And so we talk about that, and we kind of talk about how everyone is feeling during this time frame, and we do some coaching around that. And I do some channeled meditations. I do channeled readings. And then I also, we do ritual for the moon rituals, full moon, new moon. And then there's a Voxer group for in between the sessions that we kind of, everybody checks in. And it's just really, I love it because everyone's doing and intentionally and setting intentions for themselves. We do have a lot of business ladies, but some people love their job and they want to stay in their job, and that's cool too. It's whatever you want to manifest. And it might be somebody's trying to manifest a tangible thing, or they want to manifest a state of mind. And we just support everybody. There's no judgment. There's no judgment. It's just a circle of women that are just so beautiful in how they approach and support each other. And so it's every week, every time we do a group, I tape it, I record it, And there's a, you can go in and dashboard the notes from everything with the rituals and the questions and journal prompts and stuff like that I put up in the group. But yeah, if you want to talk about that offline, shoot me an email and I'm happy to answer any questions about that. I will probably be talking about that more in January. But yes, there is a Co-Creative Soul membership group that I have started, and the ladies are wonderful and they're manifesting some amazing things. So let me get back to readings, because that threw me off because I was not prepared to talk about that. But yeah, but thank you, Marilyn, for bringing it up. And if you have questions about that, shoot me an email, message me, whatever, and I will be happy to chat about that. Let's see. And then Kim, I think Kim was our last. Yep. Kim. Let me see. Did you register, Kim? Do you have a question, or are you just kind of let's see. Boopty boop. Where? Move you over there. Sorry. Okay. No, Kim did not answer. You didn't answer. There you are. Just whatever spirit wants me to know. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, and this will be our last one because I went 30 minutes over, but only because I love y'all and y'all showed up for me and I want to show up for you. So here we go. Kim, I'm going to use the Witchy deck. I'm going to use Seasons of the Witch, Samhain, because I know you like that stuff. Yes, girl. You know me, whatever. I do know you. Let's see. Bring that back up so I can see what everyone's saying. Ooh, this is interesting. I know everybody hates it when I do that because you can't see the card yet. Don't worry, it's always good. Interesting is good. I love it. Ooh. Okay, so crystals and herbs, and the reason I love this was because Kim is not only is she Kim's like Dr. Nurse, so super duper smarty pants in conventional medicine, but also is into the essential oils thing. And so that's why crystals and herbs is your main card. So I'm guessing you need to get back in, if you're not already doing it, get back into your woo-woo in this form or fashion. The card actually says, "Oh, what medicine." I'm not making it up. Oh, what medicine. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from mother's home. Capitalized mothers, so the goddess mother. So Kim, and I know, and you're kind of dealing with some stuff too. Focusing more on the crystals and the herbs might be helpful for you. I feel like this is also getting back to your magic now that you're kind of in one place and you are surrounded by your stuff. It's time for you to tap back into the things that you love that help not only you, but the people around you that you're supporting. I keep getting when Spirit reminds me when I was working in corporate and my office had crystals in it. I had the spray because setting stuff on fire is generally frowned upon in an office setting. So Alicia's spray, stuff like that. For you might keep your roller balls, your essential oil blends in your desk drawer in case somebody needs something, including yourself. Getting back on your path with that, blending your medicine, I think is what you're being called back to. And this is interesting. This is a deck I don't use often. I only use it once a year. So the veil, which, I feel like the veil is also ancestry. And the poem on here is, "It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell." I'm going to read that again because I think it's important. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell. So, like, are you holding yourself like with blinders? A half swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be. That the tears you bleed are really for the storms to turn the skies inward. So, to me, this is where am I closing myself off? Where am I not seeing what I really want to see? Where am I leaning into fear around the distance between what I want and what I will allow myself to do? Okay. So for you, I feel like these are such a neat combination where it's like this card is what you want. This is who you want to be. This card is all of the shoulds, all of the words from other people who said you couldn't, buying into like your itty bitty shitty committee that's blocking you from doing the things that you've wanted to do. And so this is a reminder, it's a veil. It's a self-imposed veil that you need to raise and get rid of. So I would actually lean into understanding that the veil is thinning right today. There's a reason somewhere in your DNA that you do this, It might be ancestral and you just don't know it. I think that's like lifting that veil will give you access to that ancestral knowledge. And I feel lifting that veil, and it's weird. It's like the veil is like the weight of like an anvil for you, but you need to let it go. It's not a comfort zone anymore. It really isn't. And I love you so much. And I know how capable you are. I know how brilliant you are. So I think it's really important for you to step into that stuff, for you to step into, and stop saying, well, I can't, if I want this, I can't have that. Or if I have that, I can't have this. It's like that black and white thinking needs to go away. And you can hold both things at the same time. And it's okay. Whatever that is, I feel like that if I do this, I can't do that. No, you can do both. You can totally do both. Nobody's going to think anything weird about it anymore. Okay? That's what I feel. That's what Carter's saying. So, excuse me. I hope that helps you. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little hoarse. I guess I haven't talked straight for an hour and a half in a really long time. But let's see. We'll just kind of roll back and just kind of check out. Everybody's like, you guys are so amazing. I love you guys so much. Let's see. So Katie said, yep, spot on. I love this. It's a good place, but I'm looking to grow. Then speaking with Elizabeth, she says, yep, grounding into witchy self makes complete sense. And she has plans for her ancestor stuff tonight and hitting it on the head. Yes, I love when I'm winning. Yeah. Alicia says, thank you. As an air sign who is also called the water bearer, it seems fitting, not to mention my dragonfly tattoo, that I have to represent my decision to open my business. Can't make this shit up. Audrey's, damn, that's a hell of a start for the start of her reading. And she said she was just what she needed. Thank you so much. I have fallen off as I get busier and I am on it. Ritual cord cutting protection is where I need to be. Yes. And Christine says, yes, I totally second guess everything. Yep, she needs, and that's what she needed to hear. Let's see. Thank you. Susan said, thank you. Everything aligns. And yep. And let's see. And Alicia says she just opened Facebook and found, and what the first thing she saw was a dragonfly. That's funny. And she says, herd universe, herd. Yep. Well played, universe. Wendy, very accurate. I'm trying. And she also said, thank you for confirming what I've been told before. Yep. Tori says, yep, she did win. They did win the lottery. She has a lot of anxiety around the numbers for the money thing. Trying to make it on one income and right name wandering. Yeah. Let's see. And then we had Marilyn says, yes, love it. Would love to know magical waits me from the future. Mischief is right. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Julia, I am good. Thanks in England. Okay. Yep. Great. Everybody else, yes, it says, yes, I do, especially since I'm back at home. Yep. So I love that everything was resonant for everybody. And like down here is my iPad, so I can read the comments. But I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. Thank you so much. Next Friday, I think it's next Friday. Let me look really quick. One moment, please. Let me bring up the calendar. I believe it's next Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel, noon Central, right here on the YouTube channel. You can find it in the same playlist as this one. We're going to do the and this the 7th annual 2025 New Year reading, which will be the kickoff for private readings. I already have people who have booked. My VIP people, the first email went out for you to book your session yesterday. And you will be getting reminders throughout the next week. And the private pre-sale calendar will be only available to you guys until the 8th. I want to say, until the 8th. So all this next week you can book. I have 2 Saturday appointments left if you need a Saturday appointment. And other than that, like the VIP timeframe will be all next week. And then after that, I open the calendar to everybody. And it's an hour reading with me. We do 14 cards. One from the Shiro's journey to say what is the energy of your year next year, one animal medicine to find out what animal medicine you will find supportive next year, and then 14 tarot, angel tarot, or rather 12 angel tarot to go through the months for you next year to say what is the energy of the month, and then coaching through any bumps in the road, because next year I'm thinking I know it sounds crazy because we're like, oh man, 2024, nobody had really a lot of major arcana shifts this year, which was great. Because those, they're great because they're lessons, but we had a lot the last couple of years. So next year, I just get this feeling navigating the energy of next year is going to be really interesting. So come and join me next Friday for that reading, the group reading. And I will not be pulling cards for individuals. It'll be a general reading for everybody. And if you want a private full version of that for you, then you can make that appointment. And I'll put the link will be in the description box, and I will be sending out emails. So if you're not on my email list, make sure you get on the email list. Message me your email if you want to be on there. And I am also starting to shift more towards kitchen witchery, and you'll start to see that shift as we go into the new year. But everything won't come from the kitchen table unless I do something in my office. But right now we're going to do readings from the kitchen table. We're going to do some recipes, some ritual, some good old-fashioned home remedies and stuff like that going forward, and holiday things. So I hope you stick with me, and I will be sharing. I'm going to be designing and sharing like I'm going to let you in as I step into my magic. I've never built an official grimoire before, so I'm going to work on doing that. And I'm also going to turn some of this lovely kitchen into much more cottagecore, witchy-core, apothecary looking stuff, and I'll share that with you. Like I said, I have a haul from the antique shopping and rummaging through my parents' garage that I want to share. And going forward, it's going to be interesting. So I hope you'll join me next week. I hope this was helpful. I love you guys so much, and infinite love and gratitude for coming out and supporting me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so that it puts it in front of other people. And again, my VIPs, look for that email if you want to book your session. If you didn't get it, VIPs are people who had their session last year, are in the co-creative soul group, or have been private clients of mine in the last year. So if you are one of those people and you didn't get an email, let me know so that I can send stuff to you. But other than that, starting on the 9th, I will open the calendar to everybody, and you guys can pick your dates. But I would love to see you on my calendar so much. I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful, blessed Samhain. May you connect with your ancestors. May you have fun tonight. Build altars, do ritual. Happy new moon tomorrow. And I will be posting about that tomorrow. But I love you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all. Love you. Thanks for being with me. Bye.